Hello everybody, I promised my brother Sean that I would do a little bit of content on this robin. It is a little European robin found commonly in England and neighbouring countries. This little guy tragically lost his home by my own doing. So basically we have a hose reel outside that I've never touched since we moved into the property. We built a swimming pool and we decided to fill the swimming pool up about a week ago now. And on doing so, the hose got stuck when I was trying to pull it. I forced the hose reel and realized that two little birds had fallen out of a nest and I had destroyed that nest. So the sibling of this little guy, his name is Maverick. Everybody say hello, Maverick. He's so cool. His sibling shortly after passed away, nothing we could do. I then took it upon myself to help this little guy, and we have named him Maverick. Now he is, we say a he, but you cannot tell whether he's a male or a female until he gets older and or you do a DNA test. Now we're not doing a DNA test obviously, and for character purposes and for personal purposes, we have named him Maverick, like the Top Gun guy that likes to fly fast. So hopefully Maverick becomes that guy and he likes watching me. At the same time, we did leave him outside for a couple of hours. We made a little nest in this box as it is here. We left him outside and waited to hopefully see whether or not his parents would be around. And nothing happened, and we then realized by doing more research at his age at that time, possibly around 11 or 10 days old, that crows are a big carnivorous bird that like to feed on baby birds. So we literally left him exposed to danger by accident, hoping that the mother and father would come back for him. And nothing happened. And after a couple of hours, we decided to then do the right thing and give little Maverick a good chance of surviving and hopefully going back into the wild. So our current situation is that we have been feeding and caring for this little Maverick guy for just on about a week now, and it's been nothing but joy because he has grown so quick, and they grow so quick in a very short period of time. Just to give you an idea, if you don't know, these birds get visited when in the nest. They get visited by their parents over 100 to 120 times a day so that they can be fed. Now you can understand the task myself, my wife Carla, and my kids have been having to fulfill over this week, and that is hunting for earthworms and preparing mealworms, dried out mealworms, by soaking them in water and trying to give them whatever we could. We first started out with a insect mash meal that we normally feed the geckos that our kids have, and from there we did a bit more research and realized that he is of age because he's fully feathered, that he can now eat full worms, which is what the parents would do. He has become such a part of our lives within a week. He really feels like part of the family. He relaxes. He's got his little habitat happening here, which is obviously not sufficient for him. We do want to make him a wild bird again and let him be what a robin should be, and that is free and able to fly. He has developed his own little chirp, which is very cute. And if he is hungry, and I walk in or Carla walks in, he lets us know straight away by doing a cry. If he is hungry, the easiest way to check is by putting your finger on top. If he opens his mouth, he's hungry. If he doesn't, he's not hungry. So he is very pleasant, he's very welcoming to us. And that's what robins do. They actually will recognize people and see them as safe and will feed off them. I'll try to feed him now. I'll try to get him onto my hand. He is very docile. He loves looking around. He loves sitting in his trees. That's little Maverick. Hello, Maverick. He's starting to want to spread his wings. He's now at the age where he is getting his perspective correct. So in terms of up, down, left and right and flying, and he'll take chances and fly from here and land on the desk and sometimes go from the desk to the floor and hop around. So he's at the age of fledging, and fledging means that after a certain age they outgrow their space in the nest and they actually fall out of the nest. And the difficult part about that is that with active parents, in terms of robin parents, is that at this age he'll be, and it's not uncommon to find them crawling around and hopping around on the floor. At this age they will actually be on the ground out of the nest, and the parents, and there could be a clutch is call it like a litter of 2, 3 or 4 little robins. That's what they can give birth to in terms of laying eggs. And once they fall out of the nest, let's say there's 2 or 3 of them, the parents will actually carry on supplementing and teaching them how to forage for the next 3 weeks. So at this age he should be under a little bush keeping safe, and his parents will keep coming to him and feed him and his siblings. So robins are very, very active in terms of parenting. In terms of nesting, they are very tidy nesters. So the father or the male will always clean the poop and clean everything out of that nest to keep it clean and tidy. The situation we're having now is that little Maverick is very, very fond of his little space here. He jumps into his little house with a homemade nest. He'll jump out, he'll jump into the trees, we'll find him sleeping on top of the leaves there. He'll keep watching us and talking to us, and it's all good for now. But we don't want to make too much of an impression on him, because we do want to put him back into the wild. So Carla and I have come up with a new idea, and that is to make him a super cool outside nest so that he can become part of the wild. We will then have to teach little Maverick how to forage and how to recognize worms and how to peck the ground to then get those worms. So we have to fulfill the job and the role of the male and female robin, and that the best way to do that is to put him outside in a homemade nest that's bigger than what we currently can facilitate indoors, and hopefully with a tray of sand and real live worms that we plant in there, try to teach this little guy how to recognize worms, catch worms, and fend for himself and forage. So I'm just documenting this because I think it will be a cool series. We do know that they don't, at this age it's very difficult for us to say whether or not we're going to come right, and we're just hoping for the best and hoping to give this little guy the best chance he can have in terms of being a robin. He does fly around. Come here, little man. Yeah. Anyway, guys, this is my little guy, Maverick. I hope you will like, share, subscribe. We've put over 5,000 Rand into materials for the next episode, and we are going to be building this little guy the best robin home that any foraging robin has ever had in our perspective. So, bye for now. See you in the next one.